Welcome to this week's Forex forecast for the week ending March 24th, 2023. My name is Justin Bennett with Daily Price Action, and in today's forecast, we are going to discuss the dollar index, the DXY, the euro, the pound, the dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and also the New Zealand dollar. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that I partnered up with Prime XBT this past week. They're a broker that offer crypto, Forex, commodities, and also indices, and they're going to offer you something really special if you sign up through my link. And that's up to a $7,000 trading bonus. And also, if you deposit $500 or more, I will grant you lifetime access to our Discord group, which includes 2 videos per day for members, both on the Forex market and also crypto, and also trade setups and discussions throughout the day. I'm very active in there every single day, and also my trades in real time. So I do share those in Discord with members, and you can get that with depositing $500 or more with Prime XBT. So if you're on the website, click on that link that says free access. And here on YouTube, I will put a link in the description. All right, so with that said, let's take a look at the DXY, the US dollar index. And this is the market that really the entire Forex market hinges on, or at least a lot of it. And you can see where so far the market is holding below that 105.60 level that we've discussed. This is kind of the one that bulls have to get above, dollar bulls have to get above to sustain a higher DXY, okay? And open up levels like 107.80 and potentially 110. Now, as long as the DXY is below that, though, the market is just consolidating. We saw a break above 104.12 last week, all right, a reclaim right here after bouncing from this monthly open. All right, so 103.50 is going to be near-term support for the DXY. However, we can also see that Friday closed back below that 104.12 level. So for now, here's what I'm watching from the DXY this week. If we see the DXY get below 103.50, so once again, this is the monthly open. This is where the market bounced last week. If we see the DXY get below this coming week on the higher time frames, 4-hour and daily, then we are potentially looking at a move down here toward this confluence of support right around 102.60. So you can see how this was resistance back here. It flipped to support. And then we also have the bottom of this descending channel where you can see we've got these 2 highs and also this low. All right, and this one here. So if we see the move below 103.50 this week, sustain that, then we could be looking at a move down here toward 102.60 before the bounce from the dollar. And this would be a major area for the DXY because not only is it this horizontal, the bottom of this channel, but also if we look here at the fibs, draw from the low up here to the high, you can see where this area right here, the 618 and the 65, this is the golden pocket, which markets do love to retest and also potentially bounce from. So this is an area to keep an eye on if we do see the DXY below 103.50, but keep in mind too that with this being the monthly open, we are likely to see a lot of demand around 103.50. So next up we have the EURUSD, which I'm still monitoring this potential head and shoulders. However, the market is taking its time breaking down, and that's mostly because we're seeing the DXY just go sideways, and as many of you know, this is essentially the inverse of the DXY. All right, now if we look at the 4-hour chart, this is what happened last week. All right, we had a range here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that we've got these highs back here. We had the breakout. This failed on this very aggressive sell-off. All right, so as of right now, this up here is a fake out. So for the week ahead, 1.069 is going to be near-term resistance for the EURUSD. Now, whether we see a retest from there, in a sell-off, is going to depend on what we see from the DXY that I just mentioned. All right, if we see the DXY bounce from 103.50, then we're likely looking at the EURUSD rejecting from this 1.069 level and potentially retesting the bottom of this range. But in order for that to happen, though, we would also have to see the DXY reclaim 104.12. Okay, so a lot of things have to happen for the EURUSD to sell off considerably from 106.9 this week. Now, if we see a close back above that, we're looking at this recent high up here, right around 107.6. But ultimately, I will say that as long as the EURUSD is sideways like this, I really don't have an interest in trading this. So until we get resolution from this range, really, for me at least, there is nothing to do here. I think ideally, at least for me, I would like to eventually see a confirmation of this potential head and shoulders, which is going to come on a sustained break below this 105.40 area. Okay, 1.054. This is the area that needs to break down along with these highs and lows. All right, so get below this region down here. I think we get a sustained move from the euro lower, and alternatively, this area up here, all right, right around 107.60 is going to be the one to watch for a move potentially up toward 108.50. But again, it really depends on what we see from the DXY this week. All right, so let's talk about the pound here, which I mentioned this bullish fake out recently down here below the bottom of this range. All right, so you can see how 1.1915, this was previous range support, and we did get a close below it on this candle, 2 candles in fact. And then we got the reclaim here. This was further confirmation, and you can see where the market right now is struggling right around the 1.22 level that I've mentioned. Now, this is significant because this right here is the mid-range of this bigger range. Okay, so this right here is essentially the 50% of this range that the pound has been in now for months. Okay, so right now, very simply, the pound is going to have to get above 1.22 on a higher time frame close up here. So a daily time frame close up here, flip that to support. We could see that move up here toward the range highs right around 1.2445. All right, so that's kind of the plan for now, but it does have to get above 1.22 to make that happen. Now, for the pound, this area down here is going to be a must hold for bulls. This down here, if we see the market close back below this over the coming days and the DXY break out to the upside, then that would negate this idea. All right, but if we do see that close above 1.22, looking at a potential move up here toward the range highs around 1.2445. Next is the dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and this is one that I've discussed now for months. We saw the market bounce from this long-term trend line from July of 2021. All right, so we got the bounce off of this level. You can see how many touches were on this level as resistance. We got the breakout through here, and it flipped to support, okay? So we saw the breakout recently from this major triangle pattern from the dollar CAD, okay? So right back here, we got the breakout, retest through here, the move higher up here toward these highs. Now, you can see currently where the dollar CAD is consolidating last week on the 1 hour and 4 hour time frames. All right, so as of right now, we do have a triangle pattern to watch this week that could produce a breakout in the coming days. All right, so essentially this has to break out within the next, let's say 2 to 3 trading days. And given the uptrend that we've seen here, I am really only looking for breaks higher, because even if you get a break below this level here, the market would still have to deal with this 1.366 level. All right, so even if you got a break here, you really wouldn't want to short that because you've got this horizontal down here. Now, given the uptrend, like I said, I am looking for, breakouts above here. So potentially a retest down here to support, followed by a move up here and then a breakout. All right, that would be the ideal scenario for the dollar CAD, at least for me. And this isn't the first time we've seen this from this pair, because if you notice back here, the market did the exact same thing. All right, so right back here, we got a smaller triangle pattern that developed. All right, so off of these highs up here, and you can see that we got a very aggressive breakout right through this area. Okay, so breakout, move higher. Now, the objective for this, okay, if we look at this current triangle that's developed, the objective for this pattern is going to come in at a key area. Okay, so if we take the height of this, drag this over to get a measured objective from a potential breakout point over here, you can see that we get the area right around 1.4. Now, that's significant because if we go to the daily time frame, you can see that 1.4 is this high from back here. All right, so this up here would be the objective if we see a break higher from the dollar CAD this week. All right, but keep in mind too that this area right around 1.388, this level is also going to be a key area. Okay, so expect some selling pressure around there, around these daily closing prices. And this is also the bottom of that consolidation that we've talked about. So this area back here, right around 1.388, is also significant because notice back here during this consolidation in 2020, we had the bottom of this range and the top of this range up here. All right, so this is 1.388, and you'll notice that the market never did close above that level back here. Okay, so never closed above back here, so expect sellers to try to defend this area. But once again, the objective, if we get the break higher from this, is up around 1.4. Now, alternatively, if we see the dollar CAD start to lose this support level right down here around 1.366 on the higher time frame, so get something like this, right? That would be bearish, okay? That would negate this scenario. But as of right now, once again, I'm not really interested in shorts here just because the market is holding above this level here, and we also have a short-term uptrend following that breakout. And last but not least, we have the New Zealand dollar. So this is one that I also mentioned recently where we had this range low right down here. We've got the range highs right up here, and you can see where, like the pound, we got a close below, several closes below, and then we got the close back above on this candle. All right, so this candle confirmed that this down here was a bullish fake out. We also got a bullish pin bar on that retest on Thursday. All right, so this right here was a bullish pin bar, and you can see where right now the market is retesting this resistance area right around 62.63. Okay, so if we look at the 4-hour time frame, here's kind of what I'm watching for next week potentially. Okay, if we see the New Zealand dollar get above this level, you can see on the 4-hour time frame how clean this is. If we see the market start to base above this level on Monday, then we could get that move up here toward these highs, and this up here would be the objective. Okay, so areas I'm keeping an eye on would be 63.85 and also 64.35. But that's only if we see a breakout from this area. Now, the New Zealand dollar closed barely above that on Friday, but this is not something I would use as confirmation. Once again, Friday moves can be a bit deceiving. And this occurred on the very last hour, okay, of Friday's sessions. Okay, so I would need to see something more from the New Zealand dollar early this week to confirm that the market has broken out. Okay, so some basing up here on the 1-hour and 4-hour time frames to show that this area is going to serve as support. But like I said, if it does, then we are potentially looking at a move up here toward 63.85 and also potentially 64.35. Now, alternatively, just like the pound, if we see the market lose the bottom of this range once again, okay, so this area right down here around 61.50, if we see the New Zealand dollar lose this, all right, rotate lower from here, either a fake out above here or just a sell-off down here, lose that area, that would be bearish. Okay, that would negate this bullish scenario. But as of right now, I mean, it does look pretty constructive here from the New Zealand dollar if it can get above this resistance area. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope it helped. If you enjoyed the content and it was useful, be sure to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. And don't forget to head over to the website to sign up for Prime XBT and join us in there. Deposit $500 or more, and I will give you lifetime access. All right, guys, hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you again next week.